I'm Tony.
And I'm Ruta.
And this is our fancy tour bus.
We're so glad you're with us.
So come on along. As we promised in our last show, today we're at the magnificent Porcupine Creek Estate, the home of Idra Blixet, president of Shelter from the Storm.
Well, friends, we had no idea that once we'd passed those huge gates, we'd be driving up this impressive and very long driveway. Oh, the gardens we're passing, and look at the flowers hanging in the baskets from the streetlights. And look, moving streams. It's breathtaking.
Oh, and Ruta, look at that golf course. You know, it is so green, it's more beautiful than any course I ever remember seeing here. And it has 19 holes, with its own clubhouse and restaurant and oh so many golf carts I can't even count it. And oh, the water features are incredible. And talking about water, look at this fountain. It outdoes anything you've ever seen in Rome or even Las Vegas.
Honey, I'd say that water has to be at least 30 feet in the air. Now, if all of this beauty is out here, ooh, I can't wait to get inside and see more.
So let's go inside and talk with Idra about this magnificent, phenomenal, unbelievable place that she calls home. We are just thrilled to be in your magnificent estate, really.
Well, I like the first word to use, and that was home. So
Yes.
to me, it's just our home.
Idra, when did this become home for you?
About 10 years ago.
And were you responsible for the decor and the design and everything that happened here?
Actually, we did everything. Every piece of furniture you see. I was the hunter-gatherer for everything and had a fun time doing it. But it was really a family affair. The ceilings that you see carved, the gates you came through.
Yes.
My oldest son did all the carving, did
Really?
all the woodwork in the house. My son-in-law Petter did all the landscape design and then finished the house. So, everybody was involved. So
And how long did it take?
most of our adult life.
What is it
Some
about?
of us didn't survive being here. Nothing really fits together. There's all kinds of different
That's why it's so
centuries.
wonderful.
And a lot of trips were taken with my kids where I gathered different things. That the cottages have different themes for that reason.
Now, how many guest houses do you have on the property?
There's 4 2-bedroom guest cottages, and then there's 4 casitas.
4?
And this is just a little 1-bedroom with grandkids wing.
But this
This
isn't
is
your
your
only home.
The house in Seattle, actually Bellevue,
Oh,
is
pretty.
actually a condo there that works perfect. It's a block and a half from my office there, so I can come and go and not have a lot of staff. And
Now tell us,
things.
how did you start in the software business?
You know, it was just serendipity. I was looking for some IT for Yellowstone Club, and we were going to expand to the Yellowstone Club World locations. And I happened on some people that had some IT and started talking to them and got intrigued, and it just went from there.
Oh, right.
I'm a native Californian.
Yeah.
And I actually was a waitress at one point.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
I love an American
Worked
story.
the
Yes,
grave-
indeed.
Worked the graveyard shifts, so I had 2 small children, so that I could be home with them during the day and try to catch up on sleep. So no, I didn't have the luxury of being born with a silver spoon. Some people have told I've been born with a foot in my mouth, but
That's
not a silver spoon.
obviously you've managed to do a great job with it.
Part of this time of bringing up the young children by yourself, holding down 2 jobs. Did this lead you to what became your book that is almost a primer for psychologists on how to deal with child
Yes.
abuse?
Well,
Child
it's actually
wife abuse.
Yeah, the book is actually on domestic violence, and actually the truth of it is I was in a 10-year marriage. That was what you would consider it.
Now, when you
domestic
wrote
violence.
the book, Charged Battery, which
Uncharged
I know,
Battery.
Uncharged Battery, which is available, I know, in paperback, I think still.
No, actually, it's out of
No,
print. It's still used at UCLA, I think. I used to go every quarter and speak there, but for people to understand the dynamics of going into a family. Social workers and district attorneys were required to read it and then talk about it, because it kind of explains, a lot of people don't understand, and they look at the victim. I hate using victims
Yes, yes.
as uncooperative a lot of times because they don't understand the dynamics of
Right.
it. So that was one of the first books out that kind of helped explain the situation.
Right, and it isn't so much a personal story. I mean, it is a personal story, but it also will help other people because I know the police department has used it as well.
They have.
In dealing with battered women and helping them to understand how to deal with the problem.
Yes. In fact, on our board for Shelter from the Storm, we have district attorneys, we have people representing the chief of police for Cathedral City. So it's an understanding of just a dynamic, and it's part of our society.
Now, when you had first written this book, this must have been something that you felt you had to do to give back again, even at that point. But then Shelter from the Storm comes in a few years later, and that. What was the turning point that made you say, I'm really going to be serious, I'm going to give this a lot of my life, which you do as president of Shelter?
Well, I just think that it's some people could think it's an embarrassing topic to talk about, for one thing, or sweep it under the rug. And I think that as we all have certain things in our lives that we can maybe help someone else in a difficult situation say, wow, they made it through. And I'm not trying to say a role model, I don't like that terminology, but just to be able to say that someone else has been through it, someone understands, and there's a way out. And I hope someday that children, but we try to start from the children to understand that it's not acceptable to be a batterer, it's not acceptable to have abuse inflicted on you. So we start from the children and we go on. And for me, at this point, Shelter from the Storm is just so many people are involved, and I get a lot of the credit because I'm the president of the board. But it takes a lot of people working very, very hard that I don't really deserve the credit on that as much as being the spokesperson.
These wonderful people, and did interview a couple of people that I think will be very meaningful to the organization. You were very, very generous to us at the Thalians too, and that of course is all mental health from pediatric through geriatric, and it all starts with bad mental health. Abuse stems from this.
That's my goal actually when I started writing the book, when you said that something I had to do, it actually just started out as a letter to two of my children. I didn't want them to I didn't even know how much they knew, and actually they knew a lot more than, of course, parents ever know.
As children usually do.
So that's actually how the book started out, and it just kind of morphed into a book after
How
that.
do they regard the batterer now?
Well, it's been a lot of years. I mean, we're talking, I hate saying the ages of my children, but my oldest is 38. And
Oh, no.
And my
We don't
the
believe
son of
that
that is
for a
36.
minute.
So it's been a lot of years, and they actually have a good relationship.
Oh,
with
they
me now.
do?
That's wonderful.
Yeah. And
Did
so
he
there
go
could be
for
healing.
help? Did he go for help?
You know, I'm
Did
not
he-
sure, but I know that he's. I actually don't. I
Keep
don't
in
have a
contact,
relationship.
of course not.
But
Of course
but yeah, but they do, and so that's another good thing, because there can be healing, and things that you think that you could never have a bridge built in such a wide gap or a wide canyon. You know, you never know what can happen.
Do they spend time with you here at this beautiful place?
Well, actually, I'm honored and blessed to have the one I talked about.
Right.
She and her husband actually live on property.
Oh, how wonderful for
And
you.
so my 13 and 10year-old granddaughters live here, so I get to see them
every day
that I'm here.
Now,
I'm not here
how
every day.
much of the year are you here?
Well, unfortunately, I don't get to spend as much time as I'd like to. My state is actually the residence is Washington State, and then we have a home in Cabo, and of course Yellowstone Club. So I don't get to be here. I get to be here often, but not. I'm never here more than 180 days, in case the IRS is watching.
Of course, we know about that.
but I get to spend quite a bit of time. Yeah.
Tell me about one of the most favorite things you like to do here. Do you have any particular hobbies that really are intrinsic to being in this property? Something
think
that you
it's
come here and just
shelter.
say, you know, I've got to do this, this, and this, or I want to meditate in that particular room, or whatever it
Well,
is.
there's so many things here. I mean, hobby, of course. If you can't say golf first, you can't say anything. I had no intention of dating or seeing anyone and I kept telling my kids, you know, a year or two down the road, something organic.
Right.
And Jack and I actually had known each other. In fact, we have a picture that was while I was on book tour with Uncharged Battery, and he was a spokesperson for Child Help USA. So back, I think it's in '88. There's a picture of us that one of the kids discovered was in the hallway here.
Oh, what fun.
And we didn't even know it. Is
talk
that
about
weird?
serendipity
Wow.
there
Yeah, that's
too.
You know, you have so many wonderful things that I've heard you say, or things that you have been quoted for. What has happened before makes the tapestry of your life today. And it seems that you are not only a disciplined woman, because you could not accomplish what you've accomplished if you weren't disciplined. Also, I love what you said, never be a villain. Would you finish that for me? Never.
But I would like the day when we don't have villains or victims,
Right.
martyrs, because then take responsibility for the situation you're in and decide on getting out of it yourself. And one of the things that hit home yesterday when we were talking with so many mothers who were there with their daughters at the Hats Off luncheon was that so many times women will do things for their children that they wouldn't do for themselves.
Right.
And in this generation, and the generation of Julie, my oldest daughter's age, is that to try to she is setting an example for me to say, mother, do it for yourself, because that's a better example for me. And so I think that as we move along in those ways, that being no one can be a bully or a batterer if they're not allowed to be.
Precisely.
Right.
And no one has to be a victim. It's a choice. And that's hard to say out loud because
Yes,
a lot of times you don't feel that it's a choice.
Right.
But it is. And there's help now. There were, years ago there wasn't help like there is now.
It took so much more courage and so much more initiative to go out and do it.
I think one of the things that it is incumbent upon all of us to teach our younger people and have them pass on is that yes, we all have rights and we all scream for those rights, but along with the rights you have to take full responsibility.
Absolutely. You have the obligation for the situation that you're in at all times.
That seems to be something sorely lacking in our young people, that responsibility.
What is it? I know you've accomplished so much. I even know you wrote a song at one time, or part of a song or something. You do so many creative things. One thing in your life, perhaps, that you still yearn to do that you haven't done yet? Any dreams that you haven't fulfilled?
Wow. They kind of just come into your life. I think as the doors open, you choose to walk through them or not. I can't think of anything right. It's a little rest right now.
Yes.
Trying to learn to. You asked what another thing doing. We have a meditation room here, and I don't spend as much time as I probably should in it. But I don't know. It's still out there. I think the one single thing that I'm the most proud of for my life right now is everyone hears about Porcupine Creek or the tech company or Yellowstone Club and those kind of things. But I'm most proud of the fact that I have 4 children that are I think decent children that try to have responsibility for themselves. And if they have slip-ups along the way or something comes along the way, even through all that I always have the hope that they come back to that. So that's
obviously they've had a very good
and I have 5 grandchildren and another one on the way. So.
How wonderful! You really do have.
Do you stay home mostly when you're in the desert?
Yes.
I mean, why leave?
Yeah.
Well, where can you go after that?
I land. Truly I land and I get here and unless I have to leave for a charity or something. And we've got a few favorite restaurants around that we go to, but Jack gets me out the property more than anybody ever has.
We noticed as we were driving up, aside from, of course, this magnificent property, we also saw the property of the golf course, and we saw we think we saw a clubhouse there. Is that true? And then we saw Porcupine Cafe.
It's a Flat Tax Cafe. It's at Porcupine Creek. We call it Flat Tax Cafe. That was after Jack Kemp was a proponent of flat tax.
Right,
a few years
and
ago.
I'm still for it.
I am too.
Yes,
we did a fundraiser for him, and the fundraiser was we made a flat tax cafe.
Oh,
so that's what the neon signs. But that's at the pro shop.
Yes,
right.
Yeah, there's a pro shop there.
Oh, he must love that.
Yeah.
And I know you posted some wonderful political dinners here.
We have
And golfers.
Golfers.
Yes.
And I know you have Steppenwolf now.
Steppenwolf. The last 2 years we've done here. Jack Scalia has been involved in Steppenwolf for quite a while. So.
And you're doing that again next year?
I hear we are. I haven't.
Well, that's good. Nice
I got a note from
tell
Gary
you.
Sinise telling me thank you, and I wrote back saying I wasn't aware we were doing it.
But you had a lot
But
of
we are.
celebrities here for that.
We did.
too. Clint
Yes.
Eastwood.
Yes, he was
Gary
here.
Sinise.
I'm bad at names. Jack will go, Edie, this was that.
Oh, that's the way it is.
Listen,
But I mean,
hello.
I mean, the ones that are here that are friends, that are here often. Tim and Janie Allen are very, very good friends, and so they're here
Yeah.
to stay. And but
Well,
most
you're
people
going
stay
to-
here are friends.
Well,
You're going to meet so many people tonight that
Yes.
you don't know probably by first name.
By first name, yes. Although Children of the Storm has a very, very solid following. So there's always new people being brought in.
Yes.
But
Thank God.
yes, yeah.
So it's always exciting.
It is.
It
yeah,
really
it always is. And you know, people have fun, and I like to have, especially this party. So many are black tie, and of course we go to them, and we love the black tie parties. So this one is for fun. People come here and just get to be outside. This is the first time that we haven't had some kind of weather issue, but
Oh, it's gorgeous.
yeah. So
Well, you are so kind.
Really.
To
Thank
open your heart
Just what?
and your home to all of us so that we can show the beautiful, beautiful, what is it, the physiognomy of this wonderful place to the wonderful people at KCET, and we thank
And
you
our
so
audience,
much.
which
Well,
will be
thank you.
so
I mean,
thrilled.
things like this really do help because it exposes
Yes,
people to
of
what shelter
course,
is
of
and
course.
the issue. And so I thank you for that. And I don't normally do interviews, and so I'm sure they told you that. So.
Yes, indeed, and we're very grateful.
Well,
very
No, but I
happy.
felt
And,
trusted in your
You're
hands.
among friends.
You
and
are
we-
among friends, and we are delighted to be here and delighted to be part of Shelter from the Storm. And
Thank
hope
you so
we
much.
will be a bigger part of it every year
Good.
from now
We
on.
appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Appreciate that very
God
much.
bless you, darling.
Thank
He has
you.
smiled on you. He or she has smiled on you beautifully.
I always say she. Jack says he.
Okay.
So.
May
Jack
he,
here?
she continue to do
May
that.
we bring
Hey,
him in,
Jackson.
Jack?
Where's Jackie?
Yeah?
Here he is, star
There he
stage,
is.
screen, television.
That's right.
And the life of
Hey.
Idra Blixen. Yay!
And
They-
what
I
a
didn't tell Jack
gorgeous
what you said.
couple you make.
I didn't
You don't have to. You don't have to.
know what they said yesterday. Is they go, "How'd you land Jack?" They did.
I went,
With 170-pound test line.
We're saying every woman in America who watches you on the screen goes, oh, no. Where you're a beautiful.
I should be around them more
The
often.
two of you together, I don't, look at that, you are just
Thank
a gorgeous couple. I hope you're getting a good shot.
Using a good lens, I hope.
You don't need it, you guys look great. Well, it's so nice, and you two are such a happy couple, you can see, because when you walked in the room, I could just feel
The glow.
Idra's energy just go right up, her energy, her glow.
Well, good.
And you kind of just blossom. So it's
Well, I've
such
been waiting
nice-
a long time to blossom, so I'm glad it happened in front of a
I guess
camera.
they say that good things are worth waiting for.
That's true.
That's it.
We say in Sicilian, piano piano se va lontano. Little bit by little bit, it'll go
Si
a long way.
volontano. Oh, that's
That's
beautiful.
That is
The
beautiful.
other thing that I noticed that I love so much about the house is at the entrance door, there is a plaque that has rules to live by that is so wonderful, and I guess you all do live by those rules because you bring joy wherever you go.
Yeah, they're called
to
the Ten
whoever you
Commandments.
can.
Anyway, but go ahead.
Oh, yes. Please God, we should be able to put
Yeah,
those
right.
back up in the schools and,
We
and the
try.
offices.
We try to live by those, and yeah, as you know, Jack's very religious and,
Yes.
and very Catholic.
Very, here
It
too.
took a long time to get there, though. You make enough mistakes. You learn.
Oh, that's nice. Which church do you go to when you're in the desert?
We split it between Sacred Heart and St. Francis of Assisi over in La Quinta. So.
I go to Our Lady of Bob Hope.
Oh, okay.
What do you like the best, television or film? What's your-
I just
or
like to
theater?
work.
You
I
ju-
mean,
you
no,
don't
work
care.
is work. I mean,
Yeah.
so as long as you're, for me, I can only speak for me, is that, you know, actors just want to act, and I don't particularly care if it's a theater or television
Yes.
or film. Work is work.
Yeah.
You know,
It
it's what
is.
But he just started to brag about him for a second because with the writer's strike, they were going to be filming something
Right.
in Toronto, and the writer's strike happened, and so it got delayed, and he's talked them into filming it actually here in the desert.
Oh,
So that's bringing,
wonderful.
yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah,
She's,
so-
she's available.
Yes.
And our SAG pods and after pods are paid up.
Well, the way our business is going, a lot of people are available.
Are available, that's true.
But it's still an exciting time. As long as you're making things happen, you can't wait for things to happen. So, you know, you go out there and you put people together, you put the money together, and you make something happen.
Package deals.
Yeah.
And are you doing any scripts?
Well, we do everything. We're
You
a
do?
production company,
I
so we're in pre-production, about to start in 2 weeks, and then we're on pre on a.
Now, what will this show be that you're starting?
That's called Black Widow.
Oh,
And
great.
so
name.
we've got a significant cast
I
of
was just
that.
hoping I'm not the Black Widow.
It Chris McDonald, Bill Smitrovich, Janine Turner, Mariel Hemingway, Jeannie Allen. I mean, a terrific cast. Jennifer Odell.
Oh, well, we will be watching for this.
Now, is this the one you're doing here? In the
Right,
Pacific?
yes,
Wow.
yes.
Wow.
Yeah, so, we just make things happen.
That's
Oh,
great.
that's just grand. And you two look so terrific. Any wonderful plans outside of doing this movie or anything else you're planning
Enjoy
to take
our
a
lives.
cruise?
Yes.
Or you have a ship or a yacht, don't you?
You know, actually, they didn't end up on my side of the ledger.
Oh, it didn't?
No,
Oh.
happily, we had two that went away. I didn't
well,
want them.
You know, there's always tomorrow.
They say-
and they do have we do share. So
The happiest
that's right.
day is the day
Day-
you buy the boat, and the
day
more
you-
happy
I-
day is the day you
I
sell
have
it.
I've always believed in that one.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Indeed.
But we actually get to be together a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
That's wonderful.
Well,
And a lot
maybe-
of times, just in the evening, we'll go out and play 3 or 4 holes.
Uh-huh.
Then we're both each of us working
That's
all day.
really
and
tough.
Well, yeah, you have to go at least across the road.
I know. You have the cart here, but
Well, Jack and Idra,
What a pleasure.
thank you for letting us come in and invade your privacy. Thank you for sharing some
So
wonderful
welcome.
giggles and laughs
Indeed.
with us.
It has been so much fun.
Yes.
And I want to say one last thing on Shelter from the Storm. Jack has been so supportive from the very beginning of that because he doesn't mind sharing his background that has some of the domestic violence issues in it. So I think, again, that we complement each other. Do you care that I say that?
No.
Too late.
there's not much of a choice, but okay.
But on a lot, he's got a foundation called OAS, Operation American Spirit, for the injured troops returning.
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful.
So I mean, we both enjoy doing those kind of things, and so it's not.
Well,
yeah.
God
So
put
you
you
have
together.
another commonality to share
Yeah, we do.
together. It's a wonderful situation.
But it's always
and
great
God
to see
blesses
you too.
people like
And
you
so it's always
constantly.
great to see you. Excuse me for talking over you, but you get to know people over time, and it's always a pleasure to see familiar faces and people that are continuing to do what they love and making it with quality. So thank you for that.
Well, we are so delighted
are.
to be doing the show that we're doing now because not only do we do beautiful people in beautiful homes, but they're the kind of people who give of themselves beyond
And that's-
themselves to society, to where it's needed.
That's right.
And you certainly have been doing that, both of you, and so may God continue to smile on you.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you for letting us
Thank
visit.
you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much
Pleasure.
for
And
trusting
now-
in us and for letting us come in. We love both of you, and we wish you all the most
Thank you
wonderful
so
things
much.
in the world.
Let's go
Honored
have
to
a
have
party
you.
and celebrate
Yes,
now.
let's go. Come
Why
on,
not?
we're
We're
gonna
here.
take you. Well, at the cocktail party here for Shelter from the Storm, we're walking around seeing all of our friends and talking to some of our better friends. And of course, this is so apropos because we are standing between 2 magnificent horses, which only seems to work as a backdrop for Michael Dante, who has done more cowboy and Indian films probably than maybe anybody on the planet today. But I know you love this event, and I know you love this golf course, which you played as well.
Absolutely. Tony, I think this is probably the most beautiful golf course I've ever played in my life. And the green, everything here is green, and it's just beautiful. Whoever designed it for it took a hole from various golf courses throughout the country and designed the course accordingly. Each hole is from a major course throughout the country.
Oh, Ruta, wasn't this just magnificent? The beauty of this place, the nature that encompasses it, the feelings that are here. You want to kick your shoes off and just walk around.
You bet I want to kick my shoes
I
off.
know.
My feet hurt because we've been glad-handing and saying hello to so many people who give a damn about other people. And what a joy it is. But oh lordy, I wish I had worn high heels.
Oh, well, you know, there's always a thing called barefoot. There was the Barefoot Contessa. You can do it again. I saw the furs over there. And that shopping gene is kicking up in me.
While
right
she
now.
goes shopping, I'm going to say thank you for joining us, and join us the next time for the tour bus stops here, because it's always a great stop.
Bless you all.